very, very easily in the lane, especially against something like a POS 4 Weaver. But the fact that they didn't just once, like the one that they got, they shouldn't have.
Right.
But
well, and it wasn't first blood either. That was another trouble.
As soon as you're level 2, it nearly guarantees you a kill.
But unfortunately, did not happen that time. CML does come back with a full mana pool. For a little bit there. The big thing though, you look at this other side of the map, mid lane for Mac, 23 and 15 versus Carl's 20 and 5. Those denies are definitely racking up right now, and almost a full, well, about a quarter of a level ahead of him. The bigger thing is the net worth. He's 700 gold ahead of that Kunkka.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, range versus melee, always going to happen, but a silencer on top of that is just so punishing. And with all this havoc that's happening in the side lanes, it means that no one has the free time to come through and try and harass down Max. So it's going exactly how Adroit would want.
Me here, trying to move over. The fissure wears off before the chains do. So Geekfam end up with 3, it looks like. As Adroit only able to pick up 1 on that Sumi. The bounty runs 5-minute mark.
Roche denied.
5-minute mark, a little bit less than 1,000 gold lead right now. Still feels like it could be anybody's game. I don't feel like this Bok Chen is all that well early on.
Definitely not. This isn't what I feel like. They could have exploited this Weaver pick so much more, Adroit, and it just hasn't gone their way at all. It's 3 heroes mid, looking to turn this around onto Max. This is what he needs.
Interesting initiation. The fissure to try and stop it though. Mac is going to get caught there. He'll eventually die. It was pretty cool. The ink swell into the Sakuchi Weaver. Little gank.
Yeah. That extra little bit of speed as well.
Not for you.
Ben has been doing a good job of getting these eyes with all the creeps as well as the last hits. Starting to make this lane a little bit less comfortable for Raven. Last hit, whatever. Rotation down bottom. There was some movement coming from Whitemon and Zephyr, but it looks like they're going to be taking their move instead towards mid lane for another round. Well, Sakuchi on Mac. Torrent, that's pretty nice. The boat coming in as well. We'll be able to find that X-Back pull in, stun, and done. Easy.
Yeah, Geekfam doing exactly what they need to at this stage. You know, had a stronger laning stage, you need to get the kills. There's no way in hell that Kunkka's gonna have a game if that didn't happen.
On top lane, find Ember, not quite level 6 yet. Trying to punch him down, get the... Well, he doesn't have any points in the Flame Guard right now, but it's a little bit of a slowdown. Looking like he's gonna escape though, or even just to walk away. And you can see there the good decision by Raven as well with his build, just to go for the maxed out Sleight of Fist Searing Chain, since he knows that Chen's gonna have a Perch creep lane almost.
Yep. And right now he just wants stats, so he's going into those power treads next. I think he's kind of forced to go into a Yule Scepter even more than usual because of that Crystal Maiden as well, and the Silencer. Oh, he's in danger now. He just got his level 6 though.
Could stick around a little bit longer. They're bringing in the Weaver right now. Instead, they're going to see if he can get out of there, jump onto Boomy as well as all those Chen creeps, the Stroke of Fate as well. Hand of God comes out, trying to heal him back up. Carl moves into position. Kunkka, not enough. CML gets the kill. Now
they TP back
going a bit too far. They have the root to keep him under control, and he too is going to die. The recall coming from Bok to get Mac into the fight. He did it beautifully. Oh, they got it. Fisher, Raven, Global. They have it if they want to use it. They're not quite in range yet. CML gets the slowdown. Not quite in range. They will finish him off right there. Raven manages to get his way out, but they will put the pressure onto the tower, it looks like. Oh.
Yeah, and if Mac wants, he can just TP back to the mid lane. Looks like they want to put some pressure, as you said, onto that top tower. Yeah, just the ability to move around the map is what makes Chen such a scary prospect.
So almost 10-minute mark now. It's 1,000 gold lead for Adroit, who have made some really solid movement here, and with Chen army beginning to be collected. Fam, are they going to try and go for an aggressive move here? Zephyr's in the area. Again, they find the tower taken, get the stun onto one. A lot of bugs being thrown around global and just TP out. Nicely done. They both just get out.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? He's gone maxing the Sakuchi actually, but I don't know if you have the mana pool to be able to sustain that. I mean, you go it for the damage a little bit, but it's more about the duration. Surprised, yeah, he hasn't gone into more of the swarm.
It ends up working out for him. Natsumi, in the meantime, as he is wont to do, will just be taking up all of this space gladly. Pressuring out the lanes, just for a moment. Stick Corey on top of the treads and Ask of Death. So it's like they're gonna try and hold on to this outpost here. Cuckoo could give up his life for this, and if they can't break, they don't have a way to break it. Okay, he's gonna give up though. Exorcism pops, and immediately they can just run away, I think. Oh, Inkswell, TP away. CML will go down. But Exorcism for CM feels like an okay trade. If they lose this other tower, it would kind of suck for him. Top lane, Boomy, controlling, trying to find a kill. Sumi, not have any points up in the silence for the DP. Access to it, kill off the Weaver.
Tactical greed by Cuckoo, not getting any points in the silence.
Amazing.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom
Yeah,
tower
I'm really liking the way that Adroit took that previously, realizing the strength of their draft, looking to take the tier 1 tower on the top side, and now, I think previously about, say 3-4 minutes ago, the Ember Spirit had about 3,500 net worth and Morphling was down at about 3,000, but in that time Morphling has been able to catch up so much and actually overtake. Even now you can see on the top side he's freely farming.
Dire's middle tower is under
Well, and
attack.
Chen now to try and hold on to this side of the map.
They know there's no exorcism.
Give him the clap. There's so much damage coming from those creeps, as well as the CM. Pop the hand of God to make sure that he doesn't lose any of them. They did so much magic damage.
And again, that's just with the Shikuchi. I mean, if the swarm was a little bit higher, maybe it would have done a bit more, but who knows.
It's actually a really cool collection of creeps that he's got here. The Helm of the Dominator, not sure which creep it is, but oh, it's the Satyr. But you've got what, the Shockwave, so 160 damage. You've got 2 claps, which 150 apiece, and then also a net to hold them all in place. And then afterwards, all the bonus arm or damage rather coming from the Alpha Wolf. It's nifty.
And just look on the map as well. You just see this giant line of purple.
Yeah,
I hope that's purple. I'm red-green colorblind, but
you got it. You're killing it.
yes.
So again, lead a little bit widened here, but we continue to farm. There is still this danger of like an Ember going off if Raven can have a really good game, or Kunk is able to get into the Spirit Vessel in a timing.
Ember's about to get ganked.
So too is Boomy. They get the Torn afterwards. Connection for the finish. He goes down.
I don't know why I said Ember. I meant Earthshaker.
It all starts.
Yeah, instant smoke coming through now from Geekfam. They're looking to try and pick up a few stragglers, and it'll be smoke running into smoke.
He at least gonna be able to pop that global, and now the chase down. They want to kill off the Grimstroke. Soulbind onto 2. Zephyr's in the middle of them. The boat goes out. Cuckoo also gonna pop that exorcism, trying to bring them down. Oh, the creeps take a ton of freaking damage. Mac now turning onto Raven. After that global came out, it thought it was gonna be good, but Geekfam able to take the fight afterwards.
So Geekfam again, good use of the exorcism, great use of the Grimstroke ulti before he went down, meant that they had a guaranteed boat land onto them with them just trying to run in opposite directions. Have to be a little bit careful on Cuckoo. It's still a couple of seconds until exorcism heals him back up.
Looking for it. Follow up. No, we got the heal. Oh, and then it didn't quite get the block off. Damn, that was close. That was really, really close.
Didn't lose the tower though, so nicely done by Adroit. They're getting closer to that Blink Dagger as well on Boomy here, and you can see now Morphling after that Mask of Death building into the Manta style, and then straight into the Aghanim Scepter after this. So Geekfam are on somewhat of a clock, you would have to say.
Radiant are
Yeah.
scanning.
I mean, you still have to be a little bit concerned that, you know, as you mentioned, it's the clock. It's not as terrifying as it used to be with the Morphlane Shaker. I guess, what do they have that can disrupt it right now? You've got, obviously, if you can manage to land a Torrent, Silence doesn't stop it, right? You still land if you're Morphlane, if I'm not mistaken. Spot where you're supposed to.
Yeah. Oh, Atos.
Fissure afterwards, moving in, looking for an Echo, not gonna find it. Boat's out there, so the Brum buff is gonna be in good stead. And Chance Totem, Echo Slam afterwards, another follow. It's a lot of damage. Is it gonna be enough freezing field on top of Zephyr as well as Carl? But it's not looking like they're gonna be able to kill him. Leashing up two. The other side of the fight, they get the kill onto Cuckoo finally. Now switching into the Ember Spirit, rooting him. Natsumi wants more. Thinking about it. But it is hard to get the angle onto Raven, who did manage to jump up and back home. So after all the ultis were used, Adroit stand tall and take the tier 1.
And they've got this Chen army, so they can continue going if they want, but it's 15 minutes, so the bounty runes, as well as the second set of neutrals, are much more of the priority.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think they've just pinged out this observer ward on the high ground as well.
My waters rise.
You're hitting your own, buddy. There you go.
That's tough.
He did.
Well, that guy. Stun comes through and a couple more punches. Fissure to stop it, but it just means that Boomy 2 is gonna
Yeah.
what you wanted to have happen.
So close to his blink dagger as well.
Radiant's middle tower
Him.
is under attack.
Yeah,
Radiant structures are
I'm liking the Medallion of Courage on the Weaver. I think that's one of those items that's been getting these sneaky little buffs over and over again, becoming much more viable. And again, it's one of those things that still has a pretty decent range, so
middle tower has fallen.
it didn't suffer the Glimmer Cape or the 4-staff treatment.
Yeah, definitely.
Dire's
I think
top
it did
tower
get some
is under
nerfs from
attack.
one. Duper duper duper.
Yeah.
Still very strong. Another smoke up. They have vision right now on Mac.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He's completely surrounded, and I think he's just dead. He thought about globaling right there. You have heal, Mac. No, it's not enough. He didn't have Hand of God. And now Bach's just gonna, yeah, he's gonna die too. They got the X on him. Pull him back in, take him on down. And, well, that fight was not gonna work. Now, in 20 seconds, they're gonna have Blink Echo available.
When they're going for a Roche, will they be able to take it fast enough? They're popping the Exorcism to try and make that happen.
They have wards in the area as well, which is going to scout this out if there's any movement over to defend against this. So a smoke up immediately. The courier heads by. It's got the blink dagger on it. They're moving into position, but it's not going to be quick enough. The Exorcism, the Medallion, and the Swarm give them the opening. And now Adroit, they might be tempted into a bad fight here. Boomy looking for an opening. They take down one. Okay, Aegis is there. Jump in, Echo onto two. Global immediately afterwards with the Fissure follow-up. 10, 11 times combo. And they took that fight beautifully.
Okay, so I was like, wait, who got the Aegis? But it went to Raven, and he was nowhere near that fight. So yeah, great use of the first Blink Echo, and Boomy again. That positioning just ideal. Getting on the complete different side. Bit of a risky move in case they had any sort of high ground vision, but gotta risk it to get the biscuit.
Lands, try to follow up Zephyr. Not gonna happen. 11-16, very action-packed game that we got going so far. CML is just going to take a little bit of time for himself. This warding combo right here, they get the one ward down that's sort of in an area that's likely to get scouted, but then the second observer ward sticks around for a long time and is in a good position there.
Okay, so it's so hard right now to kill Natsumi. He's going to give a decent little gold streak if they're able to do it, but on the flip side, Raven, he's also gone 6-0 so far, so this Deathboat lead could even blow out to greater proportions if Adroit are able to pick off the Ember Spirit.
I mean, he's not easy to kill, absolutely.
Well, they just killed all of the Chen creeps. They were just running through middle.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Not great. Bach has Hellbear in the center afterwards, so shouldn't be long before he can populate all of that.
Another centaur here.
Radiant are scanning.
And an alpha wolf. Yeah, why not? You know, just the perfect creeps. Smoke, they're gonna catch out.
He gets the blink
Dire's top
action.
tower is under attack.
Now they're chasing. They want to find somebody here. CML underneath the ward. Zephyr has him in his sights, but they want bigger target. Over from Matt, trying to find him off to the side. There's going to be the catch. There's in some trouble. Are they going to bring him down? Raven so low. They over through that Aegis in a freezing field off on the side. It's not doing nearly enough damage. Good force stab, but Mac not quite enough to keep him alive. Can they find any more? Can Natsumi turn this for them? He turns, takes down Whitemon. They've already lost another though. Natsumi turning over into Ember, just laying into the Raven Ember Spirit, but not enough to get the kill. They take down Weaver by virtue of the tower and a root from CML who's out of mana. Doesn't have any more spells, trying to stay alive. Spirit Vessel too strong. Needs a way to take that off of him on this morph lane. As 3 have already died for Adroit, it looks like Bach will be the 4th. CML trying to keep him back. A good frostbite, a salve even thrown out, trying desperately to stay alive. They wanted to get the Tidebringer hit, and Coral actually almost goes down there to the fissure. Cuckoo dying under the tower, but he manages to TP out as well. Oh, so they save Bach.
Yeah, that is some C Doto and some good movements by Geekfam. I wouldn't be shocked if they knew the exact timings on the Silencer Ultimate, on the Earthshaker Echo Slam, just because Silencer, he died when he literally had 1 second left before he could use that Global Silence, and I think it was about 10 or so seconds left on the Shaker when that fight really went pear-shaped for Adroit.
Yeah, and it's now feeling like maybe things are going to start to come online a little bit more for Adroit. Like that was a really good timing, but Geekfam, you know, with that Aegis, they didn't really manage to get any more objectives. Like they didn't even get the tier 1 top. They just sort of ran at him to fight, and it feels like they're sort of, you know, missing the larger problem that's looming and coming towards them, which is this Morph Shaker that is going to more to deal with. And Morphwing has an Imp Claw. Normally not the scariest item in the world, but if you've got level 4 Enchant Totem on Boomy, when Natsumi has that Imp Claw, people are gonna die.
Yeah, it's definitely a big threat, and smoke coming up from 4. You've got Cuckoo pushing down in the bottom lane, but yeah, speaking about neutral items, the big thing that's tilting me, it's 21 minutes into the game, there is an Ocean Heart sitting in the fountain on Geekfam's side with potential 5 dual stats, and Cuckoo has nothing.
Oh my god, this ward has gotten them so much value. Global turnaround BKB Raven reaction. Trying to walk out of there, it ain't gonna happen. Mac is dead. This ward has literally got them like all of their kills over the last couple of minutes. So value.
So value, and well, on the plus side for them, the Morphling Illusion's doing work, pushing in the top side, so that tier 1 tower is a little bit of a scary prospect.
Well, they're gonna try and take down Mr. Carl right here. 1 or 2 more punches. And it's not quite gonna be there. Now they got the X, now they got the turnaround. Natsumi. Okay, sleight of fist, dodge, silence, turn, punch, trying to live. Is in some trouble. The Torn follow. No, he gets taken down. Geekfam striking back in a beautiful way. Overextension. Yeah, PD again. Dude had he had Aghanims almost.
He had Aghanims, or maybe he just wanted to finish it, you know, that's the greed behind it.
Yes. Oof. Tough stuff.
Please get a neutral item, Cuckoo. Literally anything, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Vampire Fangs is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, they don't have that one. Yeah, it would probably have to be I guess Grove Bow got left somewhere and they don't have it. Says it's
sounds about right.
Radiant's top
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
Just the Ocean. 5 to all stats. Who says no to 5 to all stats?
There silliness going on in this, that's for sure. I mean, I can't say that it hasn't happened to me where I've just forgotten that, oh yeah, items.
Well, he just got one, you know, he's got a dragon scale now.
Alright. Oh, man. So BKB for Cuckoo next. How close are we to that Aghanims? 200 gold away. Natsumi should have it in just a second, and then where are they gonna go? How is this fight gonna work out?
And then on top of that, he's nearly hit up onto his level 18 as well, so that morph is going to become much more of a factor. Definitely want to farm that up before they take the next team fight, and Geek Fam, they want to take it now.
Anti-timing is so real for Geek. They gotta be careful.
All right, here we go.
Careful.
Morph Shaker, it's a thing.
P18? Yeah, he is.
Yep.
All right. It's a lot of damage, and he has that Imp Claw. The amount of right click that's gonna come out from this is gonna be insane.
Yep.
It's gonna be like, what, 1,000 damage or something?
Yeah, and Geek Fam have just gone full retreat. They know that something's happening. They're on the front foot. Adroit wouldn't be trying this similar sort of thing if they didn't have something that thought that they could win. Look at these double Earthshakers smoking through mid lane. Morph's about to wear off though, so
well, don't worry, it'll be right back.
It's
up
back,
again.
yeah.
It's crazy that this combination is still just this strong.
Dire scared.
All right, if they're really next
Clips
level, they would see those mangoes getting picked up right there. All right, so a good job right now from Geek Fam to be avoiding the fight. Of course, this is the time where also could just recall somebody if there was a fight that came out.
That was so close. No, there was just a centaur that tried for a blind stun into a weaver, and it just missed by about half a second. Boomy's about to die. No.
No, he knows. Danger is past for the moment. Roche is probably the next thing that we're going to be waiting for. 1.5 minutes till it will respawn. Bam. It looks like Zephyr here. Ooh, he gets a telescope. That's huge. Telescope, and is going to have a right now Lotus Orb as well.
And all of these healing life steal lamps all mid lane.
Nice combo. Is there any follow-up? Second Echo. Oh, second Fissure. Jump through. Kill 2. It's as easy as pie. And now the chase down for Cuckoo. Oh, God. It's begun. And it's going to end. How has this not been nerfed enough? It's never enough. Oh, my God.
Didn't even need to use the Imp Claw for that.
Oh, ridiculous.
Dire's
Not
middle
fair.
tower is under attack.
Ow. Ow.
IG How.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at how much damage this is gonna be. With the Imp Claw, it's actually insane. 700 crits.
Radiant structure.
Like, on such a low cooldown. Really?
Well, we were talking about that timer. I mean, he's just able to go through this backdoor protection if he wanted.
Creeps there, Natsumi. Main limitation at this point is mana. They're gonna find the torrent boat, not gonna connect. Okay. And they just are confident taking down that tower and now backing out. If they want to, they can go right into the Roche pit. There's a DD side too.
Yeah, that's scary.
Oh God, it doesn't seem fair. It really doesn't. Guaranteed 1,700 damage crit. Now a DD on top of it. Earthshaker shenanigans. Oh God. They're gonna save the DD trap there.
No, I think they're realizing that, well, all of Geek Fam are alive. We don't want them to have it. It would have been super greedy to leave it in the river.
Ooh. Back up. They're gonna see the DD rune there, and then they're gonna realize, okay, this might not work. Do they actually see the DD?
They gotta wait it out, surely. Although they
I don't know if they knew. Wrap around. Come in. It doesn't look like they're acting as if they knew. DD is about to wear off in a second. He has Echo back up in 8 seconds. Okay, living for the moment. Good silence there. Jump away afterwards. Still living. They take down Boomy. That's the hero that they needed to get. They don't have. They found him. They got him caught. He's swifting down to his Agi form. Natsumi's just dead.
That opens up the Roshan. They had the global silence as well.
Oh, this is such a big moment.
I think it's still doable for Adroit. You know, they don't want to use the buyback on the Morphling, but if they have to, they can. They've got this Earthshaker back up in 20 seconds. He can potentially impact this team fight. Yeah, there we go.
For it. All right, he has buyback as well. Giving up. I think you just give it up though, because I think you can hold it out because they can't go high ground right now with Geekfam with like DP without DP ulti, right? So they're gonna give up this Aegis. They're not in any type of serious rush. Like, I mean, I don't know. Normally the games just end at this point with Morph Shaker, right? Like, what happens with Morph Shaker late game? Later game.
Radiant's top
I mean,
tower
it's
is
still
under
going to be really
attack.
strong, right? It's just all of your damage is percentage based, so it's just going to scale in that way. But
Radiant's top
it does
tower
become a
is
little bit
falling.
harder. You know, Weaver can then transition into being a semi carry. He's going for that Axe build now, so it's going to be a long way until he gets it. That's the plan for him next.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, they found Carl.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and blow him up. Yeah, Natsumi there. Oh my god. Why? Now they've got the cooldown reduction as well for Morph.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Because why not, you know?
Yeah, that's silly. Very silly.
He's going to start dishing out even more damage now because he's got that BKB queued up. He's going to want to finish that next, and it means he can be a bit more liberal with his Manta style usage. You know, those illusions can start doing things for you rather than having to save it for the Spirit Vessel.
Is under attack.
I guess the other thing that we got to keep our eyes on with this is that the Ags Weaver, he's 1,000 gold away from it, so it's going to be a while. But if you get that online, there might be some other avenues to, like,
Radiant's top tower
you know,
is under attack.
save your DP. I mean, it happens so quickly against the Morph, but you know,
Dire's
there's still a
bottom tower
chance.
is under attack.
There's a chance, but I'm not liking it. You know, it's one save, and then what happens?
Yeah, no, totally.
Scepter cooldown in 16 seconds, but I think you're going to get bursted much quicker than that. They're standing underneath a mango tree.
This is bold. Silence on the boat. They jump in on a lot of Chen creeps to soak up this damage. Raven trying to take down one. They take down CML afterwards. Lose Bach. Most likely the root is there. They get the kill. I mean, I guess the other thing that's worth considering here is that it is still a Chen position 3. So, like, this is all on Natsumi. Natsumi has to be the man. And if he falters, I mean, they've set Natsumi up to carry them.
They
Will
have.
he be able to?
I mean, all signs point to yes, but I mean, a silencer as well. He's building a bit more into the sustain for himself. He's picked up a BKB, so he's not just going to get immediately bursted down. Again, like we said previously, there's not too much in the form of stuns right now on Geekfam outside of the Kunkka, so relatively slow stuff to come through, and that BKB is going to put in a lot of work.
I don't know, man. I'm starting to have some feelings here, as if there's a chance that things could go awry. Like, you're building a sheep stick on Kunkka now. They're going to have, like, the Grimstroke Soulbind with sheep stick. We're not seeing a Lincoln's picked up for Morph. He's going for this BKB route instead, which I don't know. I feel like there's a chance that Geekfam could, like, win a fight and just run down a lane, maybe with an Aghanims later, or if, like, DP goes pressure or something. Like, one or two situations go wrong and Adroit could end up losing this game, which feels like crazy to me. That just shouldn't be possible given what they've got.
Yeah, but you know, there are weaknesses in the draft, as you said. If they're able to pick up this Morphling, what else do they have?
Yeah.
You know, right now he's 350 gold short of buybacks, so he needs to be a little bit cautious. You can see he's standing in the trees as opposed to just being able to push lanes out freely. It's a little bit of a scary proposition. You know, you're in such a strong place right now that you don't want to give it up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Geekfam that are actually in the lead right now with 1,000 gold. It's still feeling like this is Adroit's game to lose if they you know, are not careful, but it's possible. There have been bigger throws in the history of Dota, that is for sure.
Oh yeah, that's no questions there.
Dire are
Finishing up the Hurricane Pike as well with this, well, there it is for the Silencer. And on top of that, you would have to think when he hits level 20, he's going to go for that attack range. So it's basically let Morphling be on the front lines, be unkillable in his BKB, and if they somehow get onto me, at least I've got BKB to be able to protect myself.
Yeah. Jumping around a little bit more here. Earthshaker's getting towards his BKB as well. Bam. Wanting to hold on for as much as possible. They've still got the Aegis on Raven, which means Adroit don't want to go in and fight him. Also, not to mention the cheese on DP. Does anybody have a Spirit Vessel on Adroit? Doesn't look like it.
And that Aegis is about to expire, so I think that's what Adroit are waiting for. It's gone. Now they can make something aggressive happen.
Aghanims is also done on Ember Spirit. He's going to be going back to the Octarine afterwards. We are 1,700 gold away from the Weaver Aghanim Scepter.
Go. Smoke coming up.
They can find their opening. Fam backing out. Ooh, up on the high ground with the spider legs. Fissure going to land. Silence afterwards. Natsumi blows up once. Now Carl, or rather Raven, is going to try and take this second.
Roshik's in a great position.
On the other side, the freezing field doing a good bit of damage. Time lapse back to walk away. Bach taking a good amount of damage. Afterwards, Raven, they missed the chains. And in the midst of all of this, Cuckoo just trying to stand tall. They don't have enough damage for this at all. Completely eviscerate that Death Prophet. Cuckoo did not stand a chance. CM did go down, but any remaining right clicks, they come in with the Echo Slam connection, the kill onto Raven. Finally, they get that godlike streak. 1,000 gold going that way. And Natsumi, we knew it was eventually going to come, but it doesn't make us like it anymore. My God, this man is so hard to deal with. Just jumping around, waveforms through, triple kill for him. They all have buyback, but this train doesn't stop.
You just feel helpless. Like Zephyr, throughout all of that, he knew there was nothing he could do in that team fight, so he's pushing bot, doing the thing that he should do, but at the end of the day, you're a +4 Weaver that's got a Lotus Orb and a Medallion. You know, not finishing up the Aghanim Scepter at the time when you're coming up against a Shaker Morphling. Was that the choice?
I mean, and again, it feels bad because like the Medallion is there to help your team to get Roshan and to like hit this timing that you want, and then I think it speaks again to the strength of that silencer pick that has to go for this Lotus, otherwise you can't get time lapse off it anyway. So it's like, you feel bad for him. It just feels like the draft, that silencer pick was so good. Now Natsumi, no cares, negative cares. It's gonna waveform back and away. Looks like Adroit. Be content just taking that melee racks.
Got everything he wanted. He's building up into the Skadi next, so just stats, stats, stats. He would potentially consider Satanic, but
missed. Of course, the BKB there from Cuckoo.
And the cheese.
I guess they're not actually that concerned about backing up.
No.
If anybody leaves the base, they just blow them up afterwards.
They're pinging out Roche, who may respawn in 7 seconds, and they've got vision on a DD rune on Geekfam's side, so nothing yet for Adroit, but if they saw that, they would be going all in. He's hitting up to his level 25 as well on Morph, so yeah, just more things to make him OP.
This hero's insane. I mean, it's really just the Earthshaker that makes a Dagon for Ember. He's just trying to go Dagon. They're like, we just gotta blow this guy up. How do we do it? Oh, Natsumi, I'm gonna jump into literally everybody. Rooted for the moment, Fissure. Just aggressively in their direction. He's like, who wants some? Get over here, Zephyr. Can't quite get him. Okay.
Misses the chains.
Oops. Fine.
Self. About that. Now they've got no time left for 30 seconds and they're trying to make something happen. Just 400 gold short of that Aghanim Scepter on Zephyr.
They did get an Aghanim Scepter on Carl now. It's like, just throw everything that you can at it. Any type of control at all possible. They have this DD still on Raven for a little while, but it's going to be Roche is the call. Pause. This is the
question mark.
This is a big moment. Really big moment.
Yeah, I want to check Silence's mana pool as well because there's a refresher shard on that Roshan. It's pretty healthy, so if he's able to get 2 silences off, I feel very, very bad for Geekfam's prospects.
Straight to the bottom with you.
What do we have? It's 300 gold away from that Aghanims on Weaver. Very frustrating. They have Ags on Kunkka though. So if he can get in there in time, like Roche is gonna fall quickly, but not that quickly. Daddy Carl, what's happening? There's some good talk going back and forth. I don't think that Adroit know about this Aghanim Scepter yet.
On Kunkka?
Yes.
Yeah. He's gone for the strength. Yeah, the talent tree as well. So just looking to be a little bit more tanky. Still got 3.7k HP. So Kunkka's going to want to be the one that goes in first.
But you're right, though. He didn't go for the Torn AoE. That's a little weird. Huh. I guess that he wasn't anticipating going for the Zags then, probably.
It's like, oh, this game's going all right. Oh, he's level 20 and he's a morph Jaker.
I don't even know what you do in this point. I guess Raven just jumps in and like pops BKB and tries to live, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just watching Cuckoo's perspective, and he's constantly switching around what he's put in his quick buy. Like he's gone back and forth between Scythe and Dagon and Scythe and Dagon and Lotus Orb.
No way to know. This is such a hard game. Like this fight has to go absolutely perfect. And I think the only way that it goes perfectly is if they like let Adroit kill Roche and then they manage to like steal the Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher. Yep. Even then, it's like, I don't know, it's dubious.
I just want to see all of this, all of these torrents spawning around the Roche pit. You would have to say Geekfam fight better in an enclosed space, right? Because you've got the Soulbind, you've got the Torrent, you've got the Ghost Ship, you've got the Exorcism, Swarm's going to hit onto everything, Chains are going to hit onto everything.
The problem, though, is that they have 4 BKBs, right? They have it on everybody except for Chen, and they're all like 10-second BKBs, too. Except for the Silencers, which is a 9-second one.
Oh, man, and
like...
CML's actually in a really good spot with this BKB pickup because you obviously get the bonus armor when Freezing Field's being used, and he's got the craggy coat, so that's going to be what, 41 armor that he's sitting on, and for a lineup that's not too physical based, going to be doing a lot of work.
There's actually no way that Geekfam win this fight. I am going to call it, like, I'm very, very conservative with my calls of what's going to happen in the future. There is no way in the world that this fight is ever going to be won by Geekfam. They are going to run into their deaths. That's
if it does, will you chug an entire can of Monster?
No, because they don't chug. We don't chug monsters. That's I will enjoy one at a very reasonable and healthy pace.
All right, you savor it.
That's what I'll exactly savor it. Because oh my God, there is no way that they win this fight. Torrent. Vision, will I eat my words, or are they all going to die? Every single one of them. Okay, silenced, chasing, BKB pops, Freezing Field is doing some pretty good damage. Hand of God is out, Adroit's in there, Mr. Mac. They're actually taking down Roche. Are they going to be able to sneak this one away, or are they all going to die? Natsumi turns to try and go for the finish. They are already in the midst of them. Boomy gets the Echo Slam on it too. There is a Refresher shard on the ground. Cuckoo goes in, steals one, pops the Refresher. He's gonna pop his second Exorcism now. Is this the formula? Have they actually done it? The turnaround to kill onto both the Silencer and the CM. Natsumi needs to get out of there. The chase down comes. Did they actually win the fight?
I mean, I don't think you could ask for much better, right?
I don't think so. They won the fight.
You savor that so Monster wrong. Lyrical. You savor it.
Drink it. I'm gonna drink it right now.
All right, very good.
Oh, that was unreal. They just left the cheese and the Refresher shard on the ground. They just did it. Cuckoo has like a Dagon something crazy. What?
Yeah, just a level 1 right now, but he's definitely got the money to start building up into it.
And they have Dagon 2 on Ember. Wait, who got the Aegis? Does anybody?
Kunkka.
Kunkka has the Aegis. What the hell? They actually did it. Oh, I've never caster cursed so strong before. Cool. He walks into the torrent. He still has BKB though. All right, yeah, and they just back out of there. Man, what a turnaround. I mean, it's still an 8,000 gold lead for Adroit. Make no mistake, this is not looking amazing for Geekfam, but there's maybe a chance.
And I got my wish. We have reached the 40-minute mark, so we're going to see some of those tier 4 items come into play now.
Yeah. Well, and they've also got like this Aghanim Scepter on Weaver. Like there's things here that kind of work.
Thrift rewarded.
Yeah, Kunkka just hit into his level 25 as well, so Ghost Ship Fleet. It's going to be like Sharknado basically happening in the middle of these team fights. Torrent Storm, Ghost Ship Fleet, just everything happening.
Bets are really close right now, actually. Which I mean, I'd take that in a second. That's crazy. But 40 minutes in, 10K net worth lead currently for Adroit. Smoke up now, and it again, you kind of wonder like how much of a liability is this Chen? Currently level 19, does have greed. He went back for the Holy. Rarely seen, much appreciated.
Yeah, I really like it on the Chen. It's you know, you naturally build into it with some of your items at least, with the wand there. Caught out someone? No, they're just looking to take it in a very measured manner, pushing in the top side.
The fight's become very strange now. It's the Ghost Ship Fleet, by the way, for Kunkka, but he can play this aggressive because it's really hard to burst him. I can't believe he just walked in between all of Radiant. Like, he literally walked between all of them. Now, they don't have their Kunkka for this fight.
Oh.
And they're just dead on Whitemon. He did back out of there. That's Gem on the ground. Oh, God. Natsumi has the leveler now. Oh, that's spooky.
Do you want it on him, though? Or do you want the Imp Claw still?
I don't know. Not sure. I think I would rather have the Imp Claw for the fight and then leveler for taking buildings afterwards.
Yeah, sure. But I think going to get to the stage where you can switch between the two. It's like,
yeah,
if they win the team fight, they're probably going to win the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Step lively
Carl just
now.
walked
Your
through
house
all
is
of them
under
there, and he just did not seem to care.
Yeah.
DD, Natsumi, we've seen a lot of these this game so far. Gonna have a Satanic here in a second now.
Yeah, I was wondering when he was going to build into that, and it was actually after the Skadi that he was able to get it. Now, the thing is here on Geekfam's side, they've got the Aegis still remaining for about 45 seconds, so I thought maybe they were waiting for the Grimstroke to come back up and get something out of it, but that DD just completely changes things.
Do we have any other items before we get into this next fight? They've got the Prince's Knight on the Weaver. That's pretty cool with Lashako.
Kunkka's caught out.
I'm back with the tide.
Ags? They've still got Ags Weaver.
He got the use out of the Aegis at least.
They're gonna jump onto him. Ags Weaver's available, needs to use it now. Time lapse it back. Carl still unlimited. Echo Slam connecting onto two. They're gonna try and take down the Weaver. Zephyr able to get the force step away. Is gonna be controlled and killed off by Natsumi. Godlike right now. They have the Torrent Storm, dealing a decent amount of damage. Buyback from the Weaver. Carl is eventually going to drop it. They have the buyback for him afterwards. They even turns to fight. They just don't have enough damage. And they're trying to run some people down here. Chase forward, looking for the Ember. Carl and Raven ready to run in on this one. Cuckoo in a little bit of trouble himself. They need a time lapse. A lot of different people. Zephyr seeing what he can do. CML up in the freezing field, running away. With the two buybacks, it looks like that might be the end of it. No, Natsumi just jumps onto both. Wants to take down another, takes down Whitemon. Not able to get that time lapse off in time. Spirit Vessel connection off to the side. They still holding on to Satanic. There's just too much damage, too much sustain.
The dieback.
Nearly enough damage. Carl is going to drop. And looking for a bit more, finds Cuckoo back behind enemy lines, building whatever Dagons they possibly can, but it is not enough damage. 2 minutes dead for the Kunkka. To type those two magical letters, GG. They end it. Adroit, 44 minutes in. Orb Shaker, eat your heart out.
Yeah, blast from the pot coming through, and Adroit looking very, very confident, continuing their trend of being very strong in the SEA region. And Geekfam, a little bit out of sorts. I mean, again, it was one of those games where, the Zephyr Weaver, maybe it was just a little bit of trial. You know, it's the first game of this series, of this tournament for them. Try something new. I don't know. I don't think you can do that when you're coming up against someone who's on a similar playing level like Adroit are against you.